Good evening. Welcome to Express Yourself Community Talk Show. My name is Melissa Jackson, and I am your co-host. For those of you who are viewing our show for the first time, let me tell you a little about Express Yourself. This show is focused on our youth and the future. We intend to motivate and help build self-esteem so that they can become the stars which they truly are. We hope to give you new ideas and hope on how to go about expressing yourself. Tonight, you'll observe our guest, Mr. Alan Plesant, truly expressing himself. He will talk about how he became who he is today. And now, I would like to present to you our dynamic host and producer, Mr. Vernon Richardson.
Hello and welcome to Express Yourself. It's time to make a change, and it's up to you to make that change. Are you prepared to make that change? If so, you need to. This show is dedicated towards a continuing effort to provide positive role models, entrepreneurs, and entertainers of the 90s. So, without any further delay, I'm proud to present to you a young, positive young man, an actor, a drama actor, Mr. Alan Plesant.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Hey, Alan, I understand that you've been basically nationwide on some very, very strong, positive films, and for number one, the Most Wanted, America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, we've definitely benefited being local actors, having a docudrama show here in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And unfortunately, crimes have happened close by that they've had to use, but it's definitely been a vehicle for getting my career off the ground. I got in the Screen Actors Guild from working on America's Most Wanted. I was one of 4 Jamaicans from the Bright Seat Road murders, where they escaped back to Brooklyn, New York afterwards.
I remember that quite well.
Hideous. We filmed on location with dried blood still in the kitchen. They had to clean up so the actors could fall down in there after we shot them.
I mean, just recreating that scene.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like, bullet holes were still in the apartment. It was incredible. I thought they came there earlier and set up themselves. They said, no, this is what was left over. I was in shock. That was my first project, handling a gun and dealing with dried blood.
Yeah.
You know? So it was
quite
really,
an experience.
Definitely.
Now, understand that you're from the high school.
Friendly High School.
Friendly High School from Fort Washington, is that correct?
Yeah, definitely, right here in PG County.
All right. To our Express Yourself viewers, Alan Plesant, he's on his way. He's definitely doing the positive thing. And what we need to do to support him and others like him is to encourage him. He needs the self-esteem which is needed to become who you are today. Now, let's go back a little bit. When did you have this interest? How did it all come about? I mean, did this happen in elementary, junior high school, or did this happen 2 or 3 years ago? When did you just started to pilot this new adventure?
I've had the hand bug since I could walk, all right? I've always liked being on stage. I started out when I was living in Frankfurt, Germany, in a play. I was King Balthazar in a play called The Mall and the Night Visitors. And of course, you move on throughout the years, came back to United States where I started running track, and my track career kicked in, so I never really got into drama in school as much because my track career was going so well. I started dancing when I got to Frostburg State University, and I was able to run track and be in the dance company in college as well as work in plays. We did Purely Victorious up at Frostburg State, which was an experience in itself. I danced in that 6 nights, twice on Sunday. We did a matinee show. And essentially, I danced at the Kennedy Center, did a duet with a girl from my college. We performed together a Dirty Dancing Latin Mamba. So that was a lot of fun. She was Miss Montgomery County 1986. So I got a chance to work with somebody who was heavily trained in ballet. And we put together my jazz with her ballet. And we came up with a jazz duet. It was really nice. A lot of fun. Ballet jazz.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite an experience, no doubt.
Definitely, because 1988 was a year that really just blasted me out there. I got my first commercial, local commercial in Baltimore. Got my first national TV experience. Got to get a Screen Actors Guild. I worked in a film with Bruce Willis called In Country in the background.
Is that by Warner Brothers?
Yeah, it was by Warner Brothers, and it was an experience standing there next to Bruce Willis. Then seeing his wife come out there with a baby, Demi Moore. I mean, it was incredible. And then after that's over, you go back to your restaurant again. You know, it's like you're mixing these two worlds. And working at the restaurant is great because you can take off. My restaurant is the company I work for is very, very supportive of me. I can take off for any project I have to do because they've been following my career since the onset. So it helps that they believe in you. Now that they've seen me on the tube, they definitely want to say, hey, this guy worked with us at one time. So it's helpful.
That's great because that's what's needed, the support.
Definitely. And my mother told me, you know, she said, do what makes you happy.
Absolutely.
And initially, I mean, my mother loved me to have a suit on, sitting in an office. You know, my mother always wanted me to be a lawyer. Yeah. But this way, I'll get a chance to play a lawyer sometime in the future. Right. You know, I've been a drug addict. I've been a murderer. And it's really nice to be able to be so many people in one year. I've been an FBI agent and a police officer this year already. Worked with Dave Mamet in a film called Homicide in Baltimore. And we finished filming at 4 o'clock in the morning. But when you think of a regular, it is long. But when you're working on something you like to do, I could have been there till 8 o'clock the next morning. Doesn't matter, right? Because when you're doing something you like to do, you can't be there too long. I was excited. I mean, I drove home, you know, 1 hour like this, you know, but it was fun. You know, it was a lot of fun.
But that's what it's all about, you know, being involved in something that you want to do,
which very few people in this country are. I look at the faces of people standing at the Metro buses every morning, and they all have the same expression on their face. Oh my God, I'm doing this again. I want to do what makes me happy, and I'm glad that I have a venue to actually get out there and express myself on camera. And when you have people paying attention to you, actually believing you, I have a management agency now that's paying attention to me. They're taking me seriously. And when you have to take yourself seriously once other people take yourself seriously, because you know, if you don't take yourself seriously, there's no reason to even wake up in the morning. You have to believe in yourself when you wake up and not let yourself get distracted. There's so much out there. There's so much out there to distract you. I always feel like the devil's out there challenging you all the time.
All the time.
You know, always. You know.
Absolutely.
But I've managed, definitely managed to keep my focus. Definitely.
Well, that's, you know, the main focusing on your family, yourself, and being what you want to be is a very, very positive thing to do. And a lot of us and a lot of parents nowadays want you to be what they want you to be.
Definitely.
And that's where, you know, everything starts to crumble because you're not really, you know, it's not in here. It's not coming from your heart. You know.
It's difficult trying to live up to other people's expectations of you.
Yeah.
Because the first person you have to please is yourself. And if you're not pleasing yourself, you know, you're really just not going to be a happy, content person.
Yeah, not at all.
I just thank God that my mother said, you know, do what makes you happy. I got to keep bringing her up because it helps when I'm on the set of a TV show or a motion picture that she said to me before I left the house, you know, good luck. Have a good time. My mother doesn't know the Hollywood terms yet. Break a leg. She always says good luck, but I'll teach her to her sooner or later.
Yeah, because you're definitely on your way. You know, being involved in numerous projects here in the metropolitan area, and you're hungry. You know, it's just another terminology word for successful young men. You know, you're always on the go. You're always looking for a piece of the action, and that's what we have to do: strive for, build the self-esteem, because we all have that. The motivation, and just set that to an ongoing, you know, just go for it.
Yeah, it really depresses me when I run into people of color who use their race and the history of black people to hold themselves back. Oh, well, nothing's ever happened good for us. I think we should use our history as something powerful to move on from. Yeah, something to work on from. Being black is not. It's not something that you have to be down about and think, oh God, nothing ever happened for me. I think we're kicking butt, to be honest. If I can use that term on TV, you know, I think people are paying more attention to blacks in film now. You have a lot of young directors who are drawing attention to themselves, and then they're going out talking to the public, telling them, you know, this is what you can do if you really want to. And there's nothing out there that you can't make happen for yourself. There really is. There's nothing out there. And I just decided, you know, people say, well, you're living in D.C., you'll never get in the Screen Actors Guild, you'll never get any work. And I've done just that. There are people in L.A. and New York who aren't even in the Screen Actors Guild yet. And I don't think it's about where you are, but who you are. And if you have the drive and the determination,
That's right.
it doesn't matter where you are.
Because, I mean, New York, you take, for example, I mean, you got more competition up there than here. I mean, here it's limited, okay, true, but it's less competition because,
Definitely.
you know,
Definitely.
all the, you know, you got your actors, you got your so-called amateur actors, and, you know, you're up against all that.
Everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Yeah. And
But
here,
if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. I'm glad there's competition out there because I know that once I get it, I know that the 20 million people out there that wish they had the part that I have. So I'm really pleased. I don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen next week. But I'm going to be there. People have said to me, "How long are you going to give your career before?" I said, "Hey, until it happens."
Right, wherever it takes.
Because if I give it 6 months or a year, I don't really want it. No, I think
You don't want to put that kind of time limit
No,
on
you
yourself
can't
anyway.
put a time limit on
Not
success.
at all. You don't want to put that kind of time limit. It's just that by you being yourself and being all you can be is enough. It's enough for yourself. It's enough for your parents. And at the same time, you're doing the right thing and you're getting out there and just being the person that you are, pleasant, being around positive people. You can go a lot of places, and it's just like excelment that a lot of us need. You know, we need that cell to build our emotions, build the motivations, you know, encouragement, all that is very helpful. But sorry to say, this concludes the first segment of Express Yourself. To my Express Yourself viewers, don't go away. It's all happening right here on Express Yourself.
We're here to roast the parents of buckling up. Two guys who've lost more limbs than a tree surgeon, Vince and Larry.
I love these guys. They remind me of my husband, always broken in a dead-end job.
By getting people to buckle up, they've saved thousands of lives. On the job, what's the first thing that goes through their heads? The steering wheel!
Vince and Larry, tell me, how do you want your coffee? Regular or decapitated?
Everybody give them a hand.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Hello and welcome back to Express Yourself. My guest tonight, Mr. Alan Plesant. Alan, I understand that you have been given a lot of exposure on the America's Most Wanted. Could you tell me a little bit about that screen role?
Well, the last one I did was, it took more preparation than the first two because this character had stages of personality depending on the level of drugs he had taken at the time. Okay. And he was prone to mood swings. He'd be loving 1 minute, then he'd turn into, you know, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, it was just an incredible, it was definitely a trying thing for me. It was nerve-wracking because you had to get in the mode to hurt somebody that you've been working with on a set. Really nice girl that played Alice Crump, and I ended up having to get really angry with her. I got into it, though. It was fun.
Well, you know, based on the clip that I've seen, I think you did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
I mean, you played the screen role very well. And not only that, you know, you was expressing yourself because it was moments and times that you had to really express your anger and express the hurt. And you did all that and you combined that. And I know that not only that, by you not being a drug user or drug abuser, I know that was kind of difficult for you to portray for the first time.
I learned a lot. I learned a great deal about what they go through. I mean, it's tough. I'm glad that I never started. I can't imagine, you know, doing that kind of stuff because your heart never recovers from it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
You're doing brain damage that doesn't really replenish itself. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. I can't begin to even empathize with these people who decide to turn to it. You know.
Of course, it's a bad thing to do. It's a negative thing to do, and all it does is just take away from the body. You know, take away your friends, yourself.
And God help you if your body decides to want more.
That's true. It's just becomes a big hang up, right? And by you portraying that part, I believe that it was part of his problem as well, the hang up. He was using it quite often.
$1,000 a week habit. Okay, so he Definitely had a great deal. He was a thief. He took money, jewelry. He stole her VCR after he killed her. And he came back to Upper Marlboro, Maryland, which is a little bit too close to home for both of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, Upper Marlboro, right up the street.
Just down the road.
Yeah.
It was too close. So he was, but he was captured 7 hours after the broadcast. So my agent couldn't wait to call and let me know that, and I couldn't wait to hear it. To be honest with you,
it's obviously you portrayed a great part, and doing so, I mean, it led to an arrest. And,
yes, it did.
I believe in North Carolina was that?
Raleigh, North Carolina. He was captured. He changed his name
and everything,
and apparently he had turned to the Bible a little bit. They found the Bible amongst his things. He had changed his name to John something, working on a construction site.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's caught. When they run your name in the credits next to a murderer, you want to think
twice, right?
Quick, quick. Can't get over it quick enough.
How did you feel? I mean, after it was all over with portraying that part, but we have a clip. We're going to show that. We're going to express that with our Express Yourself viewers and let them get a look at that and see what they think. And we're going to come back and talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
You said you'd have the car back 4 hours ago.
Hey, I had business to take care of. Hey, come on, give me some.
You've been drinking and eating. Just give me my keys and go home.
Hey, come on, Alice. I hardly see you anymore. Come on, hey, look at it. You got my rings on here. Does that mean something? Come on, give me a smile, baby. Oh.
Jerry, is drinking still an option for you?
I think it's a great option. I don't think a glass of wine with dinner hurts anybody.
Oh, but I see here you have 4 DUIs.
Well, some people drink a little more than others.
Why is it so dark in here?
I don't know.
How long have you been here?
Not too long. Jesus. Alice, I can explain that.
How long have you been doing coke? How long?
A few years.
Do you smoke crack? Do you smoke crack?
Yeah, I smoke crack. I'll see you next week, okay?
Thanks. Just a second. Forget some.
Tiny happy bags, honey?
What are you doing?
I raked your yard.
That was very nice. Thank you.
I've seen you with it.
What do you mean?
The movies, the mall, in your house.
You've been following me?
Look, I know where he lives. Don't mess around with him or I'll kill him. I'll kill him and I won't care because I'll kill myself.
Hey, Lucy. Hey. I just don't want to see you hurt. I don't think we should see each other for a while. You don't understand. Lucy has a problem. Hello?
Hi, Alice.
Oh, hi, RJ.
I was thinking. It's been a while. I'd like to come over.
I'd like that a lot. What do you want? Stop! Get it with you. Susan, what are you doing?
Welcome back. That was outstanding by Mr. Alan Plesant. Alan, you know, when you portrayed that part, I know that you never actually have taken part in any type of that, any kind of act like that, but being an actor, and to my Express Yourself viewers, what could you suggest to them that they could do on a first-time basis of being part of the acting career?
Follow directions. Always be, because whenever you're acting on any project, I'm sorry. What you're doing is you're following the director's vision. All right. Okay. He has a vision about the project long before they even hire you or audition you. Okay, so that's very, very important to come on the set and be prepared to
at all times.
Yes, but even in any job though. You know, if you work for my corporation, if I was a businessman, you don't come in there telling me what I'm doing. I'm telling you because I'm hiring you. And if you want to be used again, you definitely follow directions.
Absolutely.
You know.
Well, you know.
Be cooperative.
The screenplay, man, that you played was very hyped. I mean, it was wonderful. And I think that my Express Yourself viewers enjoyed the little bit of clip that they've seen, which was special edited just for this show because of the short time that we have.
That's another thing about America's Most Wanted. They've expanded from a half hour to an hour show now. And each clip is a 10-minute docudrama. It's like a little mini-series.
Right.
And no commercial. That's great, too. That way, if you're going to tape it off the TV, you know, you can definitely get a straight show.
Straight show.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about your future plans. What are your future goals now? I know that just being, you know, made it. I mean, because being successful is an endless story. And being on one of the hottest shows in America, Most Wanted. Thank God you're not the one that's most wanted, but anyway.
Well, it's one thing to get started and to work for a little bit. I think show business is about staying there, getting there and staying there. Longevity is definitely something to be hyped up for sure, because you have folks that'll pop in for a little bit, then you won't see them for a while. And I want to get in a position where I can get working and continue to grow and keep getting seen as much as possible.
Yeah, and being in the Washington metropolitan area, I think that you're on your way. You're on your way to success.
Let's hope so. God, let's hope so.
I wish you lots of luck.
I appreciate it.
Because we all need it, and we all need the motivation. We all need the encouragement. And if we can have the encouragement which is needed throughout the community and our friends like we're supposed to, I think that we will excel a lot more. But
that's
it's a jealous. It's a lot of jealousy out here, man.
That's a help, but I think 90% of the encouragement has to come from within.
That's true.
Because you can't depend on other people out there.
That's true.
Totally for what your goals are in life. I mean, it'd be nice to have, but if you don't have it, have enough in reserve that you can proceed ahead.
You have to have a certain amount.
Because I know folks that are in show business right now, their parents told them they were crazy. Their friends told them they were crazy.
Because they didn't have that outlook. I mean, you have to have that look. I mean, not the look, but you have to have the hope, the dream, first of all. I mean, you don't have to be the pretty boy Floyd, or you don't have to be body wise or anything like that. You just have to go out and pursue it and do it and do the right thing. And just because I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm doing it because it's out of my heart. It's because I want to express myself to you and everyone else to try to make a change and make a difference, because that's what it's needed. It's needed. New programs, new projects are needed.
I think young people in this country need to know there is an alternative.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, I mean, we're definitely prone to be third-class citizens if we don't jump on the bandwagon and push these teenagers forward.
That's what I'm saying. It's a difference if they have the dream or the hope, but we need to encourage them more. We need to just I guess, take some more time out. I mean, to basically just fill the void for them, you know, the sense of direction, new ideas, new hopes. And a person like you, I'm quite sure you was telling me that you do some mentors. You know, you got your mentor, you speak at certain engagements or what have you.
Definitely, yeah. Occasionally at least once a year, I speak at schools.
It's great.
I have an astronaut, that have pilots. There was a blind lady there with her dog, having him do tricks and stuff. So there's always something going on. These kids need to know that the immediate progress that can come from dealing drugs. I mean, there's gold chains to be had, there are Beamers to be bought, but you need to work up to that in respectable work. Because if you don't, you know, that stuff is getting in the wrong hands. It's sad. It's truly a sad thing.
Well, you know, basically you have jumped over that hurdle. You know, you have avoided. You avoided it. Yeah. So, you know, you're on your way.
McDonald's. Minimum wage was $2.90 an hour. And I thought that was big money.
I think everybody had their McDonald's feature, you know what I'm saying? But
flipping burgers.
Hey, you know, if we do the right thing at the right times and go through life, see, what the young people don't have today right now is the determination. And they don't have that sense of hope, you know. They don't.
They're making the wrong people their role models. That, you know.
Well, we can't. Well, in a sense, right, but in a sense that you can't help if someone goes sour down the line 10 years from now.
But slap them back in the street, man.
You know, we got a lot of role models, a lot of people that I look up to. But you know, as far as just being myself, I consider you and I as a role model, you know, in the community.
Hopefully, I think even if you don't go out preaching, you can definitely. Just be yourself and impose yourself by example, because I'll be honest with you, I was a teenager once and I hated a lot of preaching. I needed to watch you be successful.
The patience.
So I can, you know, definitely, because you got your Gene Hackman, your Al Pacino, Sidney Poitier, all these people that I grew up watching. So my love for film was definitely guided by these people. They've never let me down in a project. You know? Especially Al Pacino, you know.
Well, you know, my last slight comment is that the patience, the young people do not have the patience that's needed.
No, it's got to happen tomorrow. And if you're not willing to, a lot of it is young. You want everything tomorrow when you're young.
Right.
So I'm definitely patient.
So before we close out the show, because we're running out of time, I would like to say, is there any last comments that you'd like to express to our Express Yourself viewers?
Take it from Alan Plesant. You can make your dreams come true.
Well, Alan, I thank you for coming on the show.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
And to my Express Yourself viewers, remember this. Follow your dreams, believe in who you are, and most of all, do the right thing. Until next time, peace.
Once again, thank you for joining Express Yourself. We hope you enjoyed our show this evening. If you would like to express yourself, please write to P.O. Box 2337, Landover, Maryland, 20784, or call our comment line 202-861-0207, extension 8255.
Justice and equality, not yourself be the key to positivity. Here comes the show improved to put the youth on the move with a positive mind groove. We deal with adolescents straight up. Ain't no future in frontin', so just give it up. It's such a fine line between right and wrong, so for the young ones, this should be a theme song. No